So let's talk about constant motion. Okay, but first of all, what is motion? Well, as simple as it sounds, motion is the change in position. It's pretty obvious when we talk about motion that we mean objects, distances, when an object goes from A to B, and so on. But we can still divide motion into at least two different parts. Well, as the title says, constant motion, well, what is exactly constant motion is? And the definition says when an object runs equal amount of distance in equal amount of time. So what this means is that when a car has to take like 1 second to run 1 meter, then when it has to take like 2 seconds, then it will most definitely run 2 meters. So that's what constant motion is. So if we look at the animation, when like my car is going with the same amount of speed, it will take t amount of time to run s amount of distance. And as you can see, no matter when we look at it, if we only see the t amount of time, it will always run the same s amount of distance. And how do we put it into measures? Well, first of all, what we describe as constant motion and speed is velocity. And it basically tells us how fast does an object changes places. Well, as you can see, that it basically means that how fast the car goes. So that's basically it. But how do we describe it? Well, we have two measures we have to take into account, which is the distance, which we symbolize with S, as you can see, and time, which we symbolize with T. And these are the two factors which our velocity depends on. So if we have like S amount of distance, what do you think? When will the car be faster? If it has to take less time to run the S amount of distance, or it has to take more time to run the S amount of distance? Well, of course, our car will be only faster if it runs in less time the S amount of distance. So it's proportional to the velocity. So we have to divide S with T. Because if we increase time, if our car has to take more time to run the same amount of distance, then it will definitely be a smaller velocity. But if it has to take less time to run the same amount of s distance, then it will of course be a higher velocity. So this s divided by t will be equal to, well, we symbolize velocity with v. And of course, we have to also take unit of measures into account. And how do we describe v, the velocity? Well, we have to divide the measures with each other. So we have to divide s, which is going to be m in the measure, with t, which is going to be s, like seconds, in the SI, unit of measures. So it's going to be m meters divided by s seconds. So it's very simple. And let's look at an example to deepen our understanding. If a car moves at 4 meters per second, how much distance does it run under 3 seconds? But first of all, let's imagine a car. I have two pictures of a car, one of them is brighter, one of them is not. But it's actually the same car, but if I can say that, photographed in 3 seconds of a difference. 3 seconds ago, my car was in the left side, and now, as 3 seconds have passed, it's in the center. And under these 3 seconds, S amount of distance was taken in 4 meters per second velocity. So if we want to write down the information, where we can say that velocity will be equal to 4 meters per second. And then how do we move on? Well, what did we say? That v is equal s divided by t. So let's write it down. S divided by t. And we know that v will be equal to 4. So s divided by t will be also equal to 4. So 4 will be equal to, in this example, s divided by 3. And we can simply get the s by multiplying the left side with 3. So our s will be 12. So it runs in 3 seconds 12 meters with the velocity of 4 meters per second. Well, hopefully this video helped you with understanding what constant motion is. And with looking at this example, hopefully you know how to do equations and counting. See ya.